The Heart-Shaped Clue, a Valentine's Day special from Detective Diaries featuring our resident storyteller, Jim Luck.
Valentine's Day. A date circled in red on calendars and etched in the memory by lovers and loners alike. For some, it's a day of grand gestures. For others, it's a day of longing. Most years, mine are filled with the shuffle of paperwork and the hum of city traffic beneath my window. But this year, fate decided to deliver something different. Something wrapped in layers of mystery and affection, with danger lurking in the folds. It was 7:30, the kind of evening when the rain came down in sheets, blurring the city lights into watery halos. My office, above aroma flora, always smells of roses, but tonight the air was ripe with anticipation. Like the hush before a storm. That's when Isabel Grant arrived. The look in her eyes was more than worry, it was fear. She set a heart-shaped box on my desk, its velvet ribbon askew, and produced a small ornate key. My partner Daniel is missing, Mr. Temple. No word, no warning, just this box and a note that reads, "Let love guide you where shadows linger." I motioned to her to sit, scanning the box for clues. The pattern, embossed on its lid, was unfamiliar, almost cryptic, interlocking hearts with a single thorn in their midst. The note, too, was odd. The handwriting was Daniel's, but the ink was strangely smudged, as if written in haste. Was Daniel troubled? I asked. Isabel hesitated, and then confided that he'd been acting strangely, receiving anonymous letters, talking in riddles, and twice mentioned a debt he wished he'd never owed. I examined the key. Heart-shaped at the bow, but the shaft was engraved with numbers. 2, 14, 12. Valentine's Day, surely, but what was the 12? An address, perhaps, or a time. I asked Isabel for a recent photograph. In it, Daniel's brown tweed jacket looked out of place, patched at the elbow with a crimson silk lining that caught the light. "Isabel," I said, "did he always wear that jacket?" She nodded. It was his favourite jacket. A chill passed through me. I told Isabel to remain at home and keep her phone nearby, then tucked the box and key into my coat and stepped into the night. I couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than a lover's game. Daniel was a puzzle enthusiast, but the tension in Isabel's voice told me that something else was pulling the strings. My first stop was Carter's Antiques, where the proprietor greeted me with a knowing wink. "Looking for answers or trouble, Jim?" he quipped. I showed him the key and he frowned. That symbol, interlocking hearts with a thorn, it used to be the crest of the old Valentine Society. They were collectors, puzzle makers, and, rumour has it, guardians of secrets best left buried. Carter led me to the back room, where a lacquered music box sat in the shadows. The key slid in with a click, releasing a haunting melody and a folded parchment. It read, "Trust not every rose, some hide their thorns. Seek the stone cherub where the river bends." The river. Thames, perhaps. And the cherub? The Oxo Tower, where Daniel and Isabel had first danced. But the mention of thorns and secrets unsettled me. What was Daniel mixed up in? I retraced their steps, stopping at the cafe where Isabel and Daniel played chess on rainy evenings. The barista handed me a sealed envelope, left by a nervous gentleman that morning. Inside, a queen's chess piece, painted black, and a photograph of Daniel, eyes wide, mouth drawn tight. On the back, a message: "Checkmate, unless you find me first." The stakes had changed. This was no simple proposal. I dug deeper. At the riverside bench where Daniel proposed, I found a single red rose, its stem wrapped in a note. "The truth blooms at midnight." Just then my phone buzzed. A blocked number. The voice was gravelly, disguised. "Temple, you are making good progress, but beware. Not all lovers are innocent. Sometimes the greatest secrets are those we keep from ourselves." The line went dead. The intrigue was thickening. I followed the clues to the Oxo Tower, passing shuttered shops and flickering streetlights. On the rooftop, Daniel waited, pale and anxious, and a second box clutched to his chest. Before I could reach him, a shadow stepped from behind the stone cherub. Another man, masked, holding a letter. "You're early, detective," he said, voice echoing. "The Valentine Society doesn't appreciate outsiders meddling in its affairs." I kept my distance, heart pounding. Daniel spoke. "I never meant for this to happen. I wanted a grand gesture for Isabel, but I discovered something in the Society's archive. A list of debts, secrets, betrayals that somebody didn't want uncovered." The masked figure advanced, but I was ready. Out came my phone, dialing Carter, who alerted the authorities. Sirens blared as the man slipped away into the night, leaving behind only the letter and the box. Isabel arrived just in time to see Daniel drop to one knee, ring in hand. The final box snapped open, revealing the rose-shaped ring he'd hidden for weeks. Their embrace beneath the stone cherub was bittersweet. The threat was gone, but the memory lingered. As they watched them, the city pulsed back quietly below, and I realised this case was about more than a missing person. It was about the secrets we keep, the risks we take for love, and the way we're drawn into mysteries far deeper than we imagine. Even as Valentine's Day faded into the early hours, the intrigue remained, and I found myself longing for another puzzle, another chance to uncover the truth behind the heart-shaped clues.
You've been listening to Jim Luck tell the story of the mystery of the heart-shaped diamond on Detective Diaries. Keep listening to us. Detective Diaries produce episodes on private investigator tradecraft, invite guests to talk about everything from a career in the police force to interpreting South American Spanish, plus fascinating accounts of characters from detective history such as the Jack the Ripper detective Frederick Aberline, Ignatius Polacchi, Giuseppe Dulcet and more. Click the like button and share the link to your friends and associates. And listen out for more detective stories from Jim Luck. We will be back soon with another episode of Detective Diaries.